Okay, Attorney Steve, we're back. Part 3 of the federal do not call list. We just had some final tips we were trying to go over. Want to make sure you got them all. This is going to be the short final version. Tips: no auto dialers, no pre-recorded messages. Tip number 2, register for the federal do not call list. If you're not operating under one of these clearly defined, clear-cut exemptions, make sure you're exempt. If you're not coming in here and registering for the do not call list, it's free. You get 5 area codes. Why wouldn't you do it? We talked about if you're getting in this, you need to update your registry every 31 days. You need to document everything. You need to keep records of this. You'll get an access to an internet page when your agents are calling the MLS, the expired listings, your agent. I would have them document what they're doing, who they're calling, they're checking, print out the pages. Why not? It's going to take a little time, a little extra effort, but this is how you document your compliance in life, okay? So register for the do not call, follow the rules. Policies and procedures manual for your employees. Brokers are required to have a policies and procedures manual for their agents, okay, and their independent contractors. It's part of your broker duty of supervision to make sure you're supervising licensed real estate activity, okay? You want to make sure you're supervising the activity. So train your employees, give them the policies and procedures manual, set forth some of the things you want. If you're going to call these people, you're going to call these Fizbos or these expired listings, be courteous, be professional, leave your full name, leave your company name, leave your phone number, okay? Don't call them before 8 o'clock or after 9 p.m. Honor opt-outs. If somebody says, hey, take me off your list, don't get into an argument with them, for God's sakes. Take them off your list. As a broker, you need to understand, in addition to the do not call, you will also need your separate internal do not call list, and you need to honor that. In other words, honor opt-outs. Just because somebody's not on the do not call list doesn't mean they can tell you, please stop calling me, okay? Please stop calling me. So you need to have your own internal opt-out list and honor that, okay? As I mentioned, you have lots of problems if you're doing things wrong here. You got social media liability, you got people yelping about your company, you got complaints to the FTC, maybe complaints to the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, potential lawsuits, all sorts of things, okay? So again, if you're not sure and you wanna get engaged in a policy where your agents go after these expired and Fizbos, doing some cold calling, as they say, some good old-fashioned in the trench cold calling, understand the game, understand the rules. Finally, you should also have a policy on demand. They say a one-page policy of what you do, of how you handle your do not call policies and this and that, and your company policies in case a consumer asks. Okay, this is a great idea. Consumer says, why did you call me? I can't believe you called me, blah, blah, blah. Say, sir, thank you. We're being as polite as we can, and we're just trying to run our business. We have a policies and, do you have a policy and procedure manual? I want to see that. You say, yes, as a matter of fact, sir, we do. And send or fax them an email, one page, this is what we do. That's a good practice, okay? It's another thing to keep in mind. Let's talk finally about the Fizbos. Also, you can call a Fizbo if you really have a buyer. If you have an interested buyer or an expired listing, you really truly have an interested buyer and you're not just trying to get the listing, then you're free to call them as well. So bear that in mind. Finally, let's talk about the good faith harbor exception. Let's say you made a mistake, you did all this, you accidentally called somebody who was on the list, don't know what happened, punched a wrong number, oh my God, I'm going to get sued out of existence. Realize that the FTC has what they call a good faith error defense. A good faith error defense, a safe harbor, if you will, and that's where you have, here's your requirements, okay? So if FTC comes knocking and says, look, you're doing something wrong, a state attorney general, these are some of the things you're going to want to have. It's not an exclusive list, but you're going to want your written policies and procedures. The one I told you about would be nice to say, look, I got a consumer manual or a consumer page that I give to consumers. I've got my policies and procedures manual for my agent that something just went wrong. I constantly train my personnel. I have them go watch Attorney Steve videos. He keeps them up to speed on what the laws are. Okay, I'm doing these kinds of things. We do our own in-house training. Maintain documentation about these documents that you're downloading from the do not call list, the actual list, XML files. We've got all those. I'm updating them every 31 days. Here's what we're doing. And basically keeping that own internal list. You know, here's our internal list. We have, when every now and then someone will opt out, we've got a list here. We keep that and we make sure before we're calling a number, we cross-reference and make sure that they're not on the list. And basically we monitor and enforce our procedures. You know, if there's something wrong, you know, we're going to write somebody up. We may have to temporarily suspend one of our employees if there's violations of the law that are, you know, not being rectified. So these are the kinds of things you got to do when you're thinking about calling an expired listing of Fizbo, trying to do some phone calls, generate some leads for the firm and get your business going. So it's not always as easy as somebody says, oh, I'm just going to hang my license and call expired listings. Send them these videos. That's why we broke it down into 3 videos. There's a lot of information to cover, and this really truly scratches the surface. There's lots of other rules, nuances, intricacies. If you don't know what you're doing, you got to realize you need to keep your compliance is important for your license and your brand on social media. So that's about it, folks. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, we do hourly paid consultations. We can help you with the questions that you have in your business and real estate practices. Okay, and this doesn't apply just to real estate, by the way. With these laws apply to anyone that's running a business in Arizona or California, the 2 states where we're licensed to practice. So if you need some help, attorneysteve.net is a good place to go, or give us a call, 877-276-5084. And don't forget, subscribe. We need subscribers. And feel free to share this video on your social media channels. Give us a link back to attorneysteve.net. We really appreciate you following us. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.